Welcome to the final day of pool play for the 2025 City League, live from the Bonner Fitness and Learning Center on the campus of Arsenal Tech High School. I'm Zion Brown, joined by Andrew Garrison, and our first game of the day features two 1-2 squads from the men's league. Pinch Hit Consulting in the white, red, and blue uniforms going up against the Pivot League in the blue and yellow jerseys. Andrew, we got two teams looking to finish the pool play period at 500.
Absolutely, and in terms of playoff seeding here in the orange pool, there's 6 teams, and these teams can both finish pretty much anywhere between truly 2nd and 6th. Of course, point differential is a point where it gets unrealistic. I would say Pinch Hit Consulting potentially playing for the 2 seed, probably the 3 seed with a win, and then on the other end you have the Pivot League that is trying to stay, somewhere closer to the 4 seed, depending on how much they can beat Pinch Hit Consulting by. If they do, certainly some seeding intrigue here between these two teams as the playoffs loom about a week away.
So we are just about ready to get going, and the tip-off is won by Pivot League, but straight out of bounds. So Pinch Hit Consulting will begin this ball game with possession.
And certainly an exciting start to this one. Both these teams coming off some interesting performances. We see the Pivot League lose by 5 to Indianapolis Recorder, and we see Pinch Hit Consulting get walked off the floor off that Allen Arnett buzzer beater.
Deep 3 by Jalen Terry. That one missed everything to begin this game, and Pivot League will take over possession. So here comes Pivot League up the court with Deshaun Harbor. Harbor at the foul line, kicks it outside. That 3 rolls off. It's boarded up by Bryce Langford for Pinch Hit. Here's Justin Burns feeding the post. Tough to handle and stolen away by the Pivot League. Up ahead, it's Harbor. He gets to go off glass to start this game off in the scoring column.
And that is certainly a great way to start. This game may have to be won in the margins between these two scrappy 1-2 teams, and in transition is where that first bucket comes, and it's a great sign for Pivot League early.
That 3 off the mark, but the offensive rebound and score for Tyron Wright. So we're tied up at 2 to begin this game. 3 up for Pivot League. That one just misses the mark, and Langford gets himself a board. Here comes Terry. Jaden Terry with it on the right side. Terry picks up his dribble. Nice feed to Langford, but he had his shot rejected. Here's Merriweather after the block. He throws it into no man's land, out of bounds.
And gosh, that'll be such an exciting matchup down low between Merriweather and Langford across the board. Those two are going to be going at it between the blocks, battling for control of the front court.
Wright, isolated. Gives it back up top for the long 2. That does not fall for Stevenson. And here's Pivot League with the ball. Rosario Vaughn can't hit the 3, and another board by Langford. Still tied up at 2 apiece. Here's Jaden Terry in the lane. Terry, reverse layup. Well too strong, and it's out to Pivot League with Noah Jordan. Jordan up ahead, feeds Harbor, and Harbor scores. So Deshaun Harbor has all 4 points to begin this game for Pivot League. Tyron Wright is going to take the deep 3. Too strong. Offensive board for Langford. He takes the mid-range jumper. That's off back iron, and another rebound. This time it goes to Ralph Stevenson, and Stevenson finally closes the deal. Noah Jordan trying for the tray. That doesn't go, and Terry gets the board for Pinch Hit. Terry up ahead to Langford. That one almost went off of his fingertips, but he kicks it back out to Justin Burns, who nails the 3. Here is Pivot League with Kasia Washington. Washington going at Langford, shoots over the big man, and gets the friendly roll. And then a steal on the inbounds by Deshaun Harbor, but he got met at the summit by Ref Stevenson, who didn't hit his own man with the basketball, forcing the turnover into Rosario Vaughn's hands. Vaughn with the tough mid-range shot, It rolls off, and now slowing things down is Jaden Terry. Terry on the outside finds some space and nails the J.
Couple big-time three-point shots for the last two buckets for Pinch Hit Consulting, and that is going to prove to have a major impact on this game. They shoot 33% from the three on the season. Pivot League 38%. Very close match around the perimeter.
Here's Vaughn with the runner. Too strong, and Pinch Hit grabs the board. 4-point lead now for Pinch Hit Consulting. Almost 5 minutes into this game. Ref Stevenson looking to back down. Stevenson with the hook. Wild shot is rebounded by David Merriweather. Now Washington feeds it up ahead. Harbor leaves the layup short, tried to get it back, could not do so, but finally David Merriweather, or excuse me, that's Noah Jordan, completes the play with the bucket. Burns initiating for Pinch Hit. Spin move, floater somehow rolls out the rim, and Merriweather has it. Now here's Harbor. Harbor on the attack. Harbor dishes it off, and a foul called as Rosario Vaughn was heading up for that shot, so Vaughn will shoot 2 at the foul line.
Well, certainly a decent amount of physicality in the lane here so far in this game. We've seen multiple blocks on both sides. Of course, that foul as the Pinch Hit defense seeks contact with the ball once again, and now first free throws of the game for Pivot League.
First time we've seen either team at the line so far in this one, and Vaughn is able to hit the first.
Vaughn, a guy that has shot 66% from the free throw line so far this season heading into this game. A little bit hit or miss, but he hits both there to set foot in the right direction early on.
In doing so, Vaughn ties this game at 10 apiece. Jaden Terry has it for Pinch Hit. Terry down the lane. Terry swings it outside. Beautiful feed to Tyron Wright, and Wright could not get the shot to fall. And Noah Jordan came away with it for Pivot League. Jordan in the front court, looking to attack. Jordan spins. Looked like he might have got held, but he finds a nice cut for Rosario Vaughn for 2. Just like that, Pivot League has retaken the lead. Here's Jaden Terry. Difficult step back, and he got hit. Foul called on Noah Jordan, so Jaden Terry will head to the line to shoot 3.
Big opportunity here for Terry to retake the lead in this game. But on the other end, Rosario Vaughn is really making magic happen with the ball in his hands on multiple different possessions there, putting his team in position to score, whether he does it himself or, of course, distributing off the pass. 9 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Rosario Vaughn, shooting 80% from 3 heading into this game, 4 for 5. He has been fantastic, and we will most likely see that threat from around the perimeter show itself from Vaughn as this game progresses.
Andrew, something to note in this contest is how shorthanded both teams are. Pinch Hit is playing with exactly 5, so they will, at least for the time being, not be able to make subs. We'll see if they have anybody else arriving later on, and Pivot League only has 6 available, so neither team really will get much of a breath on the bench today. 1 for 3 at the line that time, and here comes the Pivot League, and a scoop and a score for Noah Jordan. Terry going quickly up ahead for Pinch Hit. He takes the 16-foot jumper and swishes it home. Top, here's Kasia Washington. He's got the big man Langford on a switch now. Washington looking to dance with Langford, gets to the other side of the rim and completes the play. What a finish.
Great take there. High to low.
3-point lead for the Pivot League. Down low here is Bryce Langford. Langford with the left. Off the mark, offensive rebound for Stevenson. Stevenson swinging it around. Here's Terry. Terry on the drive. Terry fades, misses everything, and Pivot League has it. Up ahead, here's Jordan off his fingertips. He saves it inbounds to Deshaun Harbor. Harbor takes the three. Got it. 6-point lead for Pivot League.
And that ability in transition for the Pivot League, up first, obviously on the first possession of the game, and then just now with that triple set up by throwing the ball across the court quickly, is really going to be a major factor that keeps Pivot League ahead if they're managed to stay ahead.
Tyron Wright short on the jumper. Kasia Washington looking to attack. Washington down Broadway, dumps it off for Jordan. A lot of contact. He's perplexed on how there wasn't a whistle, but here comes pinch hit down the other direction, and a deflection goes into the backcourt. This pinch hit still has it. Half the shot clock is now gone, however. Justin Burns brings it up over to Ref Stevenson. Straight away, Trey. Well too strong, but Tyron Wright is there for the rebound, and he's well short. Here comes Jordan. 3-on-1. Jordan got stripped with a foul called on Jaden Terry.
Well, certainly some more evidence that you can put into the list if you believe that the ball doesn't lie, as we see Pivot League ultimately get to the free throw line, as few of their players certainly believe they should have been on the last possession. It will remain 19-13 here. Under 10 minutes to go in the first half.
See Pivot League, as we mentioned, only having that one sub available. Pinch hit has no subs available. As coming back in for Pivot League is David Merriweather. Meanwhile, Jordan split the pair of free throws. We've got our largest lead of the day. A 7-point advantage for Pivot League. Midway through the first half now. Jaden Terry gets it over to Burns. Burns down low. Stevenson over Merriweather. Doesn't get the shot to fall, but drew the foul on David Merriweather.
And it'll be important to have possessions like that where you're not only racking up fouls on Merriweather, the big man down low, but also just wearing down his body as this game goes on. There's running clocks here at the City League, so certainly teams that run other teams up and down the floor and are very physical in the front court, they tend to have the upper hand once we get to the Elam ending down the stretch, especially if they head into the Elam ending with a lead already. And the free throws are missed, but still a quality possession nonetheless.
Washington to Harbor in the front court. Back to Kasia Washington. He's wide open from deep. And can't get the friendly bounce, but an offensive rebound within a swat by Bryce Langford. Sent the shot by Merriweather back. Skipping in transition is Jaden Terry. Swinging it over. Justin Burns can't hit. As pinch hit has just gone cold, Andrew.
Absolutely. 13 points still with only 8 minutes left to go in the first half.
Washington steps back for the three. Not that time, and here is Burns up ahead. Giving it over to Ref Stevenson, and finally a bucket put back on the board by pinch hit. 5-point game. Pivot League leads, and they have the basketball. Here's Deshaun Harbor. Harbor at the foul line. Dumps it off to Merriweather. Merriweather with the right hand leaves it short on the rim. And Merriweather fights for his own rebound, goes up, and got fouled, I believe, from behind by Justin Burns.
Well, I'm loving how Pivot League is really throwing the ball up and down the court and really getting out and running in transition, because in a game like this where recently neither team has really been shooting particularly well, it's great to see a team create easy buckets for themselves in one-on-one situations or fast break situations in transition. Obviously this time Pivot League ends up at the free throw line with Merriweather as the first one falls. But I've been loving seeing that sort of develop throughout the game so far. Pivot League, really their superior ability in transition situations.
6-point lead for Pivot League as Merriweather splits the pair at the line, and here comes pinch hit consulting. Tapped from behind is Deshaun Harbor, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay here with pinch hit. 21-15 lead for Pivot League as pinch hit looks to inbound. In the front court, they get it into Jaden Terry. Terry thought about stepping back, but instead sends one down low to Stevenson. See, that's Tyron Wright, and he got fouled going up for the shot in the lane.
Tyron Wright has made half his free throws coming into this game. Graduate of Mooresville High School here locally.
Again, another important trip to the line for pinch hit where they have continued to struggle.
And this will be a super evenly matched game as we play through it. Both teams 1 and 2. Pivot League scoring 76 points per game. Pinch Hit Consulting scoring 77. And, of course, some even talent and even short-handedness across the board as well.
Wilburn with the wild shot, but he gets it to drop off glass. So Dane Wilburn checks in and gets a bucket for Pivot League. Here's Burns feeding a cutting Stevenson. Stevenson, wild fadeaway, banks it through.
How about that from Ref Stevenson?
Here's Deshaun Harbor. Harbor driving left, settles at the elbow and drills it.
And now the shots are falling for both sides, and it's great to see here with 5 minutes left to go in the first half.
Terry setting up the pick and roll between he and Ref Stevenson. Terry gets trapped and turns it over. Here's Noah Jordan. Jordan Euro steps and lays it home. 9-point lead now for Pivot League. Here's Bryce Langford with his left hand. He hits. Seven-point advantage for Pivot League as Wilburn conducts their offense. Wilburn spins and has now got the switch and a switch down low as well. Here's Merriweather dumping it off for Jordan, who flushes it with both hands.
Now we're seeing some real electrifying offense here, Zion, after the cold stretch for both sides. Beautiful spin, beautiful team offense there from Pivot League.
Great display of athleticism by Noah Jordan. Didn't really have any runway into that jump, just straight up off 2 feet. Dunked it home as the floater falls for Jaden Terry. Wilburn looking to attack. Saw him score 2 points a few possessions ago. Wilburn will take the three this time and sink it. So timeout is called by Pinch Hit Consulting. They are down by 10. The largest lead so far today for the Pivot League. 32-22, 3:56 here to go in the first half, and we'll take a quick break here from the Bonner Fitness and Learning Center. Back here where it's a 10-point lead for Pivot League over Pinch Hit Consulting in our first game of the day. Zion Brown and Andrew Garrison with you. Has a tough shot for Jaden Terry. He nails the three, however. Leaking out up ahead and scoring is Rosario Vaughn. Nobody checked him after the made three. Burns fumbles around with the ball, gets it back. Burns driving that out Wilburn and had it swatted by Dane Wilburn. Up ahead, Kaisia Washington. Washington finds Merriweather, who lays it up and in. What a feed by Kaisia Washington. As they continue to send multiple bodies at Jaden Terry. 3 minutes to go now in the first half. Terry defended by Washington. Swings it over as they continue to swing. Now it's Ref Stevenson. He can't find the bottom of the net. And here comes Pivot League. Washington again. Washington spinning through the lane. Up top, Vaughn will try the tray. Book it. Beautiful ball movement for this Pivot League team in the first half.
Absolutely, and it's all across the floor using the area from baseline to their advantage, and they've racked up a 14-point lead here early.
Deep three for Jaden. Terry drops. From the volleyball line, Terry trying to keep Pinch Hit Consulting in this game.
Beautiful, beautiful shot from Terry, a guy that hasn't played much so far this season.
But Noah Jordan comes right back down the other end with 3 points of his own. got a football score 42-28 lead. 4 pivot league with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Terry's got the hot hand. Looked like he had space, but he'll drive instead. Couldn't hit the right-handed layup. Here comes Rosario Vaughn. Vaughn will take the open three. Overcooked it. And rebounded by Stevenson for pinch hit. A key last 100 seconds here for pinch hit consulting. Terry down low to ref Stevenson. Stevenson gets in the lane and scores over the outstretched arms of David Merriweather.
Great job there persevering between the blocks, especially with someone like Merriweather standing tall before you.
Wilburn lost the handle and Jaden Terry has it. Terry whips it up ahead. That shot is blocked by Wilburn as he sent Justin Burns' shot back, but it gets back into the hands of Stevenson for 2. What an effort, I will say, by Wilburn. Although it ends up in points for Pivot League, or for pinch hit consulting, I should say, as Pivot League draws the foul with Kaisia Washington.
And keep in mind, Pinch Hit Consulting was off last week, but the week before against Hoop Us, this Pinch Hit Consulting team very well could be 2-1. But that 7-0 run and comeback that we witnessed together, Zion, against Hoop Us, ended up in a tragic loss in their 3rd game.
Here comes Pinch Hit Consulting. They can make this a single-digit game, and Jaden Terry does just that. So Terry putting some life back into this pinch hit team. They've scored the last 7. As about a second and a half separates the shot and game clocks here, so Kaisia Washington will hold for the last good shot attempt of the half. Now 4 on that shot clock. Washington got to go now. He stumbles down on the ground. That'll be a shot clock violation, and with the running clock, that is how this half will end. So Pinch Hit Consulting ends the period on a 7-0 run to get back in this game, Andrew.
And you talk about those key last 100 seconds, and that isn't just something you say just to say it. I mean, there you see it, Pinch Hit Consulting. Like you said, a 7-0 run, and they've really put themselves in position to start off the second half strong and work their way all the way back into this one.
42-35 is the lead for Pivot League through 20 minutes of play. Stay with us for the second half coming in just a moment on TCL Live. Welcome back here to the Bonner Fitness and Learning Center on the campus of Arsenal Tech High School, where we've got City League action today between the Pivot League and Pinch Hit Consulting. We've got a scoreboard malfunction, but we're ready for the second half between these two teams. 7-point lead, 42-35 for the Pivot League to start the second half. Alongside Andrew Garrison, I am Zion Brown, and with each team only having one player now available off the bench, Andrew, conditioning probably will play a large factor in this second half.
Absolutely, and it's been that way throughout the entire season as we see teams show up with, 5, 6, 7 players.
Terry nails the jumper to get this half going. It's a 9-0 run going back to the first half for Pinch Hit Consulting. Nice bounce pass and a layup to end the run by Rosario Vaughn. Up top, Ref Stevenson gets to the lane. Stevenson's layup rolls home. Pivot League going quickly the other way. Deep three doesn't go for Vaughn. Tracking it down is Jordan, but it slipped out of his hands. And back to Pinch Hit Consulting. Down to Stevenson, deflected and stolen away. Vaughn has it, it's a 2-on-2. Vaughn down to Noah Jordan. Jordan got caught under the rim, and it's out of bounds, last touched by Justin Burns. It will stay with Pivot League.
And these shots still are falling out of the break. We saw that cold stretch in the middle of the first half, but then both teams, it's like they put magnets on the rims, and it's remained that way here through the start of the second.
Jordan tries the three, and he drains it. Eight-point lead for Pivot League. Jaden Terry feeds into Stevenson. Outside, the big man Langford will try from deep, and it rattles in.
It's tit for tat on both sides, shot after shot, both teams responding to one another, and we stay here at a 5-point lead through the first couple minutes.
Noah Jordan trying to attack Langford, bounce pass into a cutting Rosario Vaughn for the deuce. Up ahead, here's Terry. Terry in the lane, Terry with the left, off the mark, off glass, but then a last touch by Wilburn, so it stays with Pinch Hit. 7-point lead for the Pivot League for that last bucket.
Pinch Hit shot over 40% from three in the first half.
And that three drops for Justin Burns. It's a 4-point game. Jordan tries the three right over Langford, too strong. Offensive board for Vaughn, back out Wilburn, book it.
And that's killer because that was the first time we've really seen a shot miss for the first time, but still Pivot League grabbed an offensive rebound and didn't allow Pinch Hit Consulting to claw back into this one on that possession.
Right, back out, three ball goes again for Langford. So Langford has hit 2 threes already in this second half, and Pinch Hit has warmed up from beyond the arc. Wilburn fires one over to Kaisia Washington. Noah Jordan in the opposite corner, can't hit the three. But again, that ball's like a magnet to Rosario Vaughn on the offensive glass, and it turns into a Washington bucket.
And that's a great point about Vaughn. That's 2 straight offensive rebounds on those last couple of possessions.
Steal from Noah Jordan. Jordan on the break. Jordan goes up over Jaden Terry and lays it home. Back up to an 8-point advantage for the Pivot League. Here's Jaden Terry with the basketball. Down to Ref Stevenson going against Noah Jordan. Stevenson is out of bounds. So turnover for Pinch Hit Consulting, and that's back-to-back turnovers for their squad.
And there we see some frustration expressed on the floor from Justin Burns at the results of that last play. We'll see if his team can really dial in defensively here, down by 8.
As that ball is turned over Jaden Terry feeds it up ahead now. And the bucket is good for pinch hit with Justin Burns. Here's Kaisia Washington. Washington spins inside. Washington's foul.
A tough take there, and it results in a trip to the free throw line for Pivot League once again. They're doing a great job staying in front. Pinch Hit Consulting, that 7-0 run to end the first half, but Pivot League possession after possession on both sides of the court have really been capable of asserting their dominance and staying in front as a result. Now we're a little over 10 minutes away from that Elam ending target score going on the board, and Pivot League is safely up 7 at the moment.
Saw free throws be a big factor in that first half, as pinch hit especially struggled at the foul line in that half, going 2 of 7. But those go for Washington, and Pivot League is ahead by 8. Here's Stevenson getting it over to right. Now Burns open for the tray, and he nails it. It's a defensive miscommunication for Pivot League leads to the wide open 3. Washington in the front court. Washington feeds it off to Jordan. Jordan looked like he got bumped. Last touch by pinch hit. So possession will stay with the Pivot League, 14 on the shot clock.
Well, hey, shout out Justin Burns real quick. Clearly caring a great deal about how this game goes. We've seen him frustrated, disappointed, and celebratory, and they're grabbing the steal.
Right on cue, Burns gives it over. Wright's open. Wright hits to make it a 2-point game. Down the other end, Deshaun Harbor kicks it. David Merriweather, he'll try from the corner, misses everything into the hands of Jaden Terry. Terry looking to push. Terry wants the lead, doesn't hit. And Merriweather comes away with the board, then back ahead. Harbor's all alone, and he lays it in with the left.
Well, I almost feel like Justin Burns is willing this team back into the game. His leadership on the floor is certainly visible to you viewers at home and potentially audible as well.
Wright wants another 3, can't hit. Into the hands of Kaisia Washington. Nobody's checking Washington straight up the court, and it turns into a layup that he can't get to go. Out of bounds, last touch by pinch hit, but it's basketball 1-on-1, Andrew. On the break, nobody picked up Washington with the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And this running clock and this fast-paced game and Pivot League getting up and down the floor, it's really proving to be a problem for pinch hit so far.
Harbor 3 rolls out. Jaden Terry with the long feed over to Stevenson, who lays it through. Here's Harbor, as it's now a 2-point game. Harbor crossing over Stevenson. Harbor lost the handle and gives it over to Merriweather. Merriweather back to Jordan, who pump fakes and drives. Noah Jordan going right at the big man Langford and lays it through. This has been a great offensive display here to start the second half.
Fantastic, and it just makes me feel like the end of this game with the Elam ending is going to be fantastic as well. Sorry for the interruption.
Burns for 3, short. Rebound fought for. Last touch by Pivot League, so pinch hit keeps it here. It's been a nice effort after going down by 14 points in the first half. This pinch hit team has rebounded well as Langford can't hit his third 3 of the half. Here's David Merriweather feeding Deshaun Harbor. Harbor driving baseline. Harbor gets hacked by Burns. And Deshaun Harbor will shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And again there, Burns all over the floor, flying high, getting downhill, and that time, unfortunately, sending Pivot League to the free throw line for 2 opportunities. But, hey, as long as Pinch Hit Consulting stays kind of in this range of, 2 possessions back, 1 possession back, maybe 3 possessions back, they'll absolutely be in contention by the time we get to the target score. And I certainly would hope that Pinch Hit Consulting wouldn't allow something to happen to them like what happened against Hoop Bus 2 weeks ago. But it's been a great time so far, and Pinchot Consulting is really staying in this one despite Pivot League really running up and down the floor and scoring.
Harbor sinks both free throws. And down in the post here's Jaden Terry. Terry going at Dane Wilburn. High arcing shot doesn't go. And rebounded by Noah Jordan. Up to Deshaun Harbor. Harbor thought about the three. He will take it. And off back iron. Ref Stevenson going up against Merriweather with the left. It rolls out, tapped back in. Right hand-eye coordination by Bryce Langford. Jordan gives it to Harbor. Harbor swings it. Wilburn off the mark. Nice board by Langford. So Jaden Terry brings it ahead, and I think that it might be an 8-second violation. Oh, no, it won't. So I was curious. I don't know the rule for the backcourt violation, if it's 8 seconds or 10 seconds. Here at the City League, it's kind of a mixture of college and NBA rules all throughout. And the 8-second rule, of course, is the NBA rule, but 10 seconds is the college and high school. Nevertheless, pinch hit keeps possession, but Langford could not hit the three. Here comes Deshaun Harbor going right at Bryce Langford, no good, and he got fouled going up. So Harbor will shoot two at the line again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 8 seconds, just because the running clock here at the City League really, brings down the possession count. But regardless, we're set up with Pivot League free throws here as they stand up 4, and really some critical 4 minutes here, because we know that the first stoppage of the clock under 4 minutes is where the target score is put on. They put 9 points. They add 9 points to the leading team score, and the first team to reach that point wins the game. So the clock is no longer a factor towards the end. And this is a critical here, because if Pivot League can jump out to a lead of a couple more possessions, then they'll be able to kind of run away with this one, barring anything wild happening. And Pinchot Consulting on the other side can really put themselves back into contention to make it an evenly matched fight.
Terry from long range misses everything. Langford with the offensive rebound. Langford floats it up and off the rim as Merriweather corrals the rebound. Here's Rosario Vaughn, defended by Bryce Langford. He'll step back, but he cannot nail the three. Terry has it for pinch hit. 7.5 left to go on the clock. And Terry did not know Harbor was behind him when he picked his pocket. Now here's Deshaun Harbor in the front court looking to attack. He'll try from deep. Doesn't hit. And Stevenson comes away with it for pinch hit. Stevenson in transition. Back to Jaden Terry. Terry splits two. Terry rifles one over to Tyron Wright, who catches strong and finishes. And Terry, I was curious, told Wright that ball wasn't for you. There was a guy in the corner, Burns, who that ball was supposed to go to, but it worked out nonetheless. Here's Garcia Washington. Washington pump fakes. Washington with the left, swatted by Langford, and somehow Washington gets it back and puts some English on it off the glass.
Some splendid displays of offense both ways here these last few possessions. This is going to be a very, very fun final few minutes.
Ref Stevenson pivoting. He shoots. He hits. Back down to a 2-point game off the Ref Stevenson triple. Now Garcia Washington gathers in the lane. Can't hit the layup. Back to Washington. He keeps it in bounds. And now he'll attack again, this time feeding off to Noah Jordan, who got swatted from behind by Bryce Langford.
And he seemed to know that one was a foul. And it looks like a timeout called by the Pivot League here in this situation. There'll be 6:09 left to play. And we have a very fun final few minutes with a 2-point game on the way on the last night of the regular season of the City League.
back here where we are poised for an exciting finish here at the City League. It's a 67-65 lead for Pivot League over Pinch Hit Consulting, as we're just a couple minutes away from the Elam inning. Pivot League has the lead and the ball with Noah Jordan. Jordan going to the hoop. Jordan has to put it up. One on the shot clock. They didn't realize it. And Rosario Vaughn just had the ball in the corner and wasn't ready to put it up.
And that happened multiple times yesterday and has been happening a few times throughout the season. And in my opinion, it's not fully the fault of the players, because at the beginning of the year, the shot clock wasn't working here at Bonner Fitness and Learning Center, so it wasn't a factor. And then they've sort of had to acclimate since then as the shot clock has worked its way into the game.
Now Pinch Hit can tie or take the lead. Wright will try to tie, misses everything, but Stevenson gets the offensive rebound. Back out Jaden Terry. Had it poked away by Deshaun Harbor. 4.5 left on the shot clock.
And we'll hope that they recognize the time on the shot clock for this possession.
They get it in. Stevenson, defended by Jordan. Stevenson does realize it. Just has to fire up a wild shot, and that'll be a shot clock violation.
And we're about a minute away from this Elam ending target score, and it's looking like these teams are going to be pretty even heading into it, regardless of how these last couple possessions go.
Harbor can't get the layup to fall. Rebounded by Wright. So once again, Pinch Hit Consulting can tie or take the lead on this possession. Wright to Stevenson. Stevenson inside. Got hacked, no call. And Merriweather boards it up for Pivot League. I see Washington over to Noah Jordan in the corner. That's good. So that extends the lead up to 5 for Pivot League now. Now 4:20 left on the game clock. Here's Jaden Terry, defended on the outside by Harbor. Terry now guarded by Jordan. Terry with the layup has it blocked by Vaughn, and last touched, I believe, by Pivot League, so it'll stay with Pinch Hit Consulting. 3.4 seconds left on the shot clock now.
This will likely be the last possession before the target score, which will also more than likely be 79, gets put up.
Inbound to Burns, he fumbles the handle. Here comes Kaisia Washington. Washington feeds it to Dane Wilburn. Wilburn lays it home. And the next dead ball will set that Elam ending target score into effect. Burns has it for Pinch Hit. To Jaden Terry, now Stevenson. Stevenson, mismatch against Wilburn, can't finish, but it's gotten back into the hands of Langford. He can't hit either. And here comes Vaughn, who got stolen away by Terry. Up to Stevenson. Stevenson, pound dribble and slam. Five-point lead. Pivot League should probably take their time out here, and they do just that to put us into the Elam inning. So you add 9 to that leading score. That is the target score that will win this game. The game clock is no longer a factor. 81 is the target score for the win here, and this game is coming down to it, Andrew.
And that right there will be the first announcer's jinx of the night here, as I mistakenly, it was a bit too early on suggesting that it'd be 79, but like you said, 81 will be the target score, and some big-time possessions there down the stretch for Pivot League as they knocked down that 3, had some great steals, forcing turnovers, creating opportunities. Now they're up 5, which puts them, about over double the distance closer to the target score ultimately, which is fantastic to see for that team moving forward. We'll see if Pinch Hit Consulting can work their way back into it, but it's been a couple tough looks for that team as they start to wear out.
Pinch Hit Consulting will need to score 14 points before the Pivot League scores another 9. And the Pivot League will have possession to begin this Elam inning period.
But hey, we saw what Hoop Bus did to Pinch Hit Consulting with that 7-0 run comeback in the Elam ending time. And it'll be interesting to see if Pinch Hit Consulting can kind of flip the script here in this game. That's what it's going to have to take to win this one.
Noah Jordan will get things started in the Elam inning period. Jordan lost the ball, last touch, however, by Bryce Langford of Pinch Hit, so Pivot League keeps the ball. Harbor inbounds to Rosario Vaughn. Vaughn pivoting, jab step, off the mark on the tray. Burns going right at Wilburn. Trying to back them down. Justin Burns gets inside. May have got deflected on that shot. Langford fighting for it, and he has it. Langford gets it over back to Burns. No, Langford still trying to grab it. It's like a volleyball game down there. And finally, Deshaun Harbor pulls it out of the pack. Harbor over to Vaughn, stolen away by Ref Stevenson. And Tyron Wright's going to look for his point guard, Jaden Terry, after that chaos on the last possession. Here comes Terry skipping into the front court. Terry kicks it out. Wright open for three. He hits.
What an incredible possession there. Jaden Terry turning uphill, forcing himself into the lane, and when he runs out of room, a perfect kick out as they space the floor and run their lanes perfectly there for Pinchot Consulting, and now they're only down 2.
Vaughn up top tries the three and rattles it home.
That'll be announcer jinx number 2 of the night here.
So these two teams trade threes to begin the eliminating period, and again, Pivot League is ahead by 5 with a target score of 81 here, 75-70. Terry, defended by Vaughn. Terry gets to the foul line. Terry gets inside, gives it over to Langford. It's congested down there in that paint, Andrew, and it was last touched by Pivot League.
You're exactly right. They're doing a great job clogging the lane, and knowing how elusive Jaden Terry is and his ability to create shots down low, putting 2 or 3 bodies in front of and in between him is really going to make it difficult for him to do just that, and that time completely runs out of room and fortunately gets the whistle out of bounds.
Burns has it, 5 on the clock. Over to Jaden Terry. He'll try from deep. That one's short, but Wright gets the rebound. Wright goes back up with it and got hit on the wrist by Noah Jordan.
And hey, Pinchot Consulting, those offensive rebounds is really what's keeping them alive in this one. I mean, those last couple possessions, just second chance opportunity to third chance opportunity where Pinchot Consulting has really put themselves in a position to stay in it.
So 2 big free throws upcoming for Tyron Wright as his team trails by 5. Wright hits the first. Wright knocks down both free throws, and it's back to a 3-point game. Noah Jordan has it for Pivot League, over to Castillo Washington. Washington weaving. Washington gets to the lane, and Washington almost got the shot to fall, but he will head to the free throw line regardless.
We see Bryce Langford there bounce the ball, went over his head. I believe that's a technical in the NBA.
It is. It is called a technical really at every level of basketball I've seen. College, high school.
We'll say, though.
I guess maybe not overseas, not sure, as somebody's fan ball rolls onto the court.
Yikes. I will say it did look like Bryce Langford didn't have very much malicious intent there, because he did it again, and it looked like he was just playing, trying to see if the ball would go in the hoop off the bounce. But see the first free throw fall and the second one on the way here, and a tense Elam ending.
Washington makes both to go back ahead by 5. 4 points away now for the Pivot League. Here's Tyron Wright. Defended up top by Dane Wilburn. Down low, Stevenson. Stevenson gets hounded as he goes up for the shot, and a foul is called.
Foul on Jordan's second, team check that was third, team second.
So yet again, Pinchot Consulting will find their way at the line, but the way this game is going, they're going to have to get stops on the other end, because just 2 buckets away from victory is Pivot League here. And as you mentioned, to kick off the broadcast, both these teams fighting to end the year at 500, at least through the regular season, with the playoffs on the way this weekend.
Ref Stevenson puts too much on the first free throw. I'm kind of surprised not to see Bryce Langford down in that lane for pitch hit in the event of a miss. He's on the other side of the court. And Stevenson makes a second anyway and draws within 4 for pinch hit. Now here comes Dane Wilburn, who was fouled intentionally up top by Langford.
Foul on Langford is second, team's fifth.
So a second chance here for Pivot League and a critical stop opportunity for Pitch Hit Consulting if they're going to stay alive.
Pivot League is just 4 points away from victory. Here's Wilburn. Has his pass swatted away and stolen by Justin Burns. Burns tries the three on the other end, doesn't hit. Rebound fought for into the hands of Tyron Wright. Wright tries a straightaway three, doesn't go. Jordan flips it up to Harbor, and Deshaun Harbor hits the two, and now Pivot League is 2 points away.
And that's a 5-point swing there that is going to tell the story of the Elam ending if this one ends with a Pivot League victory.
It's a great point, Andrew, as a foul called up top on Harbor.
And to me, that's one thing you can't do. I feel like, especially if you're down 2 or 3 possessions, allowing a team to get 1 bucket away from victory is almost as bad as letting them hit that final shot, because we see it game after game. The intensity and the excitement and the energy really picks up when a team knows that they're 2 points away from a win.
Here's Shaden Terry, defended by Noah Jordan. Terry trying to get some space. Nice feed into Burns, but Burns left it short on the rim.
Have to get a bucket here.
Still pinch hit ball. Stay inbound to Terry. Terry has it outside again with that switch on Jordan. Terry gets inside, rejected by Noah Jordan, pinned off the glass. And off the rim, it's a wedgie rejection, which will be a jump ball. My goodness, what an athletic play by Jordan. I thought he was beat.
Have you seen that happen ever? A block into the area between the rim and the backboard?
At some point, I couldn't pinpoint it, but I feel like I have seen that at some point. But man, it's a very rare play. As I have a jump ball here, does it have to be Jordan and Terry tipping it off, or can it be any 2 players is my question.
Looks like any 2 players.
Okay, so it'll be Noah Jordan for Pivot League going against Ref Stevenson for Pinch Hit Consulting. Once again, 1 more bucket would win the game for Pivot League. This Pinch Hit Consulting needs to go on a run of 8-1 or 8-0. Tip is won by Pinch Hit, but too far out of bounds. We've had that happen in both of our tip-offs today. That happened on the opening tip, and it happens now on this tip-off, except the other time it went out of bounds off of Pivot League. Here's Noah Jordan for the win. He hits it. Noah Jordan is the star of the Elam ending period with some strong defense and the game-winning three. And Pivot League seals the victory, winning 82-73.
Absolutely, and we saw Jordan have a few things to say to Stevenson there after that jump ball, and ultimately getting the last laugh with the victory. Pivot League ends 2-2. Pinch Hit Consulting has seen their season take a dark turn after that buzzer. Effectively, it felt like a buzzer beater type of loss against Hoop Bus, and now here they are 1-3 heading into the tournament.
So you said it, Pinch Hit drops to 1-3 on the season. Pivot League now 2-2 heading into the tournament this weekend after the 82-73 Pivot League victory. Well, stay with us. We head to our last Queens of the Court game of the summer in the regular season pool play, as there will be Be the Hands playing Indy Black Professionals. Come back to City League YouTube, same YouTube channel, different stream in just a moment here from the Bonner Fitness and Learning Center.